Good morning and welcome to Our Issues Milwaukee. I'm your host, Andrea Williams. It's a pleasure to be with you during this beautiful holiday season as we celebrate with family and friends. It's always important to remember the true meaning of the holidays and to be safe while celebrating. My first guest represents a company that has been brewing beverages for over 2 centuries that unite people to celebrate all life's moments. Tami Garrison is the Community Affairs and Alcohol Responsibility Director at Miller Coors. How are you?
I'm excellent. Good morning. It's great to see you.
Yes, what a beautiful morning it is. Happy holidays to you.
Happy holidays to you as well. It's 'tis the season to celebrate.
Absolutely. At Miller Coors, putting the safety and enjoyment of your consumers first is actually how you create relationships that last a lifetime. So, Tami, talk about that mission and why it is so important.
Yeah, thanks so much for that question. I love that question because we like to think of our consumers as family. We have a relationship with our consumers, and part of that has to do with making sure that they're safe and that they consume our products safely and responsibly. So when we talk about celebrating responsibly, free rides is kind of at the core of all of that and making sure that people take that safe ride and have a plan to go out there. So we're really excited to be offering free rides yet again. It's something that we've been doing for decades, and we're excited to bring it back for our consumers and their families.
Absolutely, and we'll talk more about free rides. But first, I wanted to really just hone in on some of the programming that you pay specific attention to. So, of course, living in Milwaukee, having a beer with friends is really like putting on your shoes. It's a way of life, right?
Yes.
But at the same time, your company recognizes that irresponsible activities such as underage drinking, binge drinking, or drunk driving have harmful consequences for families and things of that nature for people that are out on the roads. And you just really want people to be aware more than anything.
Yeah, absolutely. So we call that celebrating responsibly, and there's multiple actions that you can take to celebrate responsibly. So first and foremost, we would say before you head out, if you're heading out, whether you're going to a friend's house, you're going to your favorite bar, make sure that you have a plan for how you're going to get home safely. That plan could include having a designated driver. It could mean that you're taking a ride share like an Uber or a Lyft, or it can mean that you're taking your local transit company. But make sure you have that plan because oftentimes people will get out and they'll be having a great time and they'll lose track of that plan and they'll just want to get in their car. And we want to make sure that that plan is in place. The other thing that we want to encourage people to do is make sure that you're looking out for your friends and your family and people that you're with. Never give alcohol to underage consumers, and just really make sure that you're making responsible, smart choices for the safety of yourself and everyone around you.
Yeah, because when you really think about some of the consequences that come with that behavior, it's really not worth it at the end of the day. And so just here to give that friendly reminder and make people think before they get into their celebrations and hone in on that. We want you to think before you get involved with all that. So with that said, you promote responsible drinking and you discourage harmful drinking, which leads us to talking more about New Year's Eve, which is right around the corner. So I'm happy to say, and I'm sure you're just as happy to say, that the free rides are back because of the pandemic. You did not operate last year, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So Free Rides has been on a nearly 2-year hiatus due to COVID. We weren't able to activate the program last year because our transit partners just weren't in a position to do so. There were a lot of limitations on the number of people that could ride. But let's be honest, like last New Year's Eve was an entirely different situation and people weren't going out to their local bars. They were maybe staying a little bit closer to home, a little bit smaller group. So we wanted to encourage people to celebrate responsibly in the way that felt right for them. So we weren't able to do free rides, but it is back.
Yes, it is back. And really, even though we're still battling through this pandemic, there's that silver lining that we're able to slowly but surely get back to normal. So since 1988, Miller Coors has teamed up with the Milwaukee County Transit System to provide these safe, free rides as people ring in the new year. So what exactly do people need to know as they start making plans for their celebrations?
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the things that we're really proud of is that in the time that we've been doing this program, in the 33 years, we've given more than 500,000 people a free ride home just in Milwaukee alone. We love the program. We love our partners at Milwaukee County Transit. They do a fantastic job of getting everyone to and fro, if you will. So
Mhm.
this year, New Year's Eve from 8 p.m. to 4 a.m. So 8 p.m. on New Year's Eve and 4 a.m. on January 1st, those rides are going to be completely free. So when you get on your local bus, the fare box will actually be covered with some Miller Lite signage, so you don't have to show a pass or put any money in. We want to make sure that everybody has an opportunity to take a safe ride home.
So are you providing some type of app? How do they figure out where those buses will come and the times that those buses will come through?
And I love that question because it harkens back to the make sure you have a plan, right? So
Yeah.
make sure you
Yeah.
know your route, make sure where you're going. So that's a great question. So I encourage everybody to go to the MCTS website, so ridemcts.com, as well as their app. All of the routes in Milwaukee County will be free that evening. So I'd encourage you to kind of map out your routes through their website.
All right, great information. And wanted to talk a little bit about how the pandemic has really affected people in so many different ways. There's actually information that says 2020 was so stressful on so many levels that a report shows that Wisconsinites were drinking more through the pandemic than in so many years before. So I think that with that being said, it's important to just drive this message home. Would you agree?
Yeah, I absolutely agree. Our messaging, I will tell you though, whether it was before COVID, during COVID, or after COVID, hasn't changed. And that message is all about responsibility. And we want to make sure that you have a good time. We want to make sure that when you're with your friends and family, you do take that moment to celebrate. Because let's be honest, the last 18, 19, 20 months has been really, really difficult. And I think now more than ever, people want to go out and celebrate. But make sure when you go out and celebrate, you're not actually doing more harm than for the celebration. So the message hasn't changed. We haven't wavered on that. And we recognize that people are ready to kind of move on with their celebrations. And I know a lot of people are really excited to get out this New Year's Eve.
Yes, and you do have some safety precautions that will be in place, I'm guessing, when people get on the bus?
Yeah, absolutely. So I would encourage you also to take a look at the MCTS website and make sure that you are following their COVID safety protocols. Wear a mask when you're on the bus. Wear a mask when you're walking into the on-premise location or to the bar or wherever you happen to be going. Make sure you're wearing your mask.
That's an important message as well. So collaboration obviously is very important. What you're doing with the Milwaukee County Transit System, you've been doing for so many years, but you collaborate with many other organizations to form partnerships to really see a reduction in harmful use of alcohol. So talk about those collaborations and what some of them may be.
Yeah, absolutely. So first for our free rides program, Milwaukee is one of 6 different cities that we're actually activating this program in for this New Year's Eve. So we're excited to be able to partner with the local transit companies in Chicago, in the Twin Cities, Phoenix, Dallas, and Denver. So we've got a lot going on. And those are fantastic partners for us in those cities where we buy out the transit systems. But here in Milwaukee, on a year-round basis, we partner with a lot of different organizations. And in particular, through our partnership with Team Coalition, we work with the Brewers as well as the Packers to make sure that people are pledging to be a designated driver. And then when they're heading out to their sporting events, that they have a safe ride home. In fact, if you go to a Packers game this season, you can pledge to be a designated driver and possibly win some really cool prizes from Miller Lite.
All right, so there are some incentives in
Yes.
being responsible. So I love
Yes.
that. And you have a goal by 2025. You're hoping to make a reduction in the harmful use of alcohol by 10%. How do you go about doing that?
Gosh, there's a lot of ways we do that, but we certainly want to make sure that we're partnering with the right people because, as you said, we can't do this alone. So we're partnering with organizations like IARD, like Team Coalition, like the International Town and Gown Association, who we work through for our college and university partnerships and our Great Place grant programs, to make sure that we are touching people in a lot of different locations in a lot of different ways to talk about the harmful effects of binge drinking and certain types of alcohol alcohol consumption. And again, kind of being there as a partner, and we've recognized that we can be there as a partner with our brands and with our company alongside our consumers and educating them on how they make those right choices.
Absolutely. Tami, is there anything else that our viewers at home need to know about Molson Coors? What maybe some of your missions may be going into a brand new year? What do you guys have going on?
Gosh, we're excited about 2022. We really are. We've got a lot of great things going on at Molson Coors. We're excited about expanding our free rides program to a few different new events and activities in 2022. So stay tuned for that. But I think what we're going to really do as a company is continue to put people first. And that's our employees, that's our consumers. We really aspire for 2022 to continue to be a part of the fabric of the Milwaukee community. We're proud of Milwaukee as our hometown, and we look forward to being alongside everyone for years to come.
Yeah, and I'm going to ask this question for, I know, somebody out there that's wondering, are they still doing the tours, or have you made adjustments in doing the tours of the brewery?
Yeah, great question. So our Holiday Lights program came back this year, but we did do it similarly to last year. So Holiday Lights goes through December 25th, and it's a drive-through experience again this year, but you can stop on the road in Miller Valley and see the show. Our tours are going to be coming back in 2022. So this is really exciting news. We are excited. They are going to come back. We don't have a date yet, but I'd encourage everybody to take a look at the Miller Brewery Tour website for updates there. Watch that page.
Yes, indeed. It's all really good information, and it's great to be able to get somewhat back to normal, right?
Definitely.
Absolutely. So I want us to go over the details once again for the free rides that's happening New Year's Eve into January 1st. So if you would just kind of hit us with those details once again.
Yep, absolutely. Free rides brought to you by Miller Lite on Milwaukee County Transit System, December 31st, starting at 8 p.m. through 4 a.m. on January 1st. Get out there, celebrate, have a wonderful time, but celebrate responsibly, and make sure you have a plan before you head out.
That is always the situation when I talk to you, and you do such a great job delivering that message. Thank you for all that you do.
Thank you. Thank you so much. We appreciate the time. We appreciate you helping us spread the holiday cheer.
Absolutely, and I love that sweater, Tami.
Just the season.
All right, happy holidays to you.
Happy holidays. Thank you.
Tami Garrison is the Community Affairs and Alcohol Responsibility Director at Molson Coors. For more information on anything that we've discussed, you can go to MillerLite.com. And when we return to Our Issues Milwaukee, we'll tell you about an exciting opportunity where the entire family can ring in 2022 together, young and young at heart. We'll fill you in right after this.